Live with Bob Hansen, Tom Luchak, Sean O'Malley, Adam Fitzgerald, and Andy Van Meer. This is Buffalo After Dark.
Welcome to Buffalo After Dark, everybody. It is our usual Christmas special.
Hey, Merry Christmas.
Hello.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animals.
You got it. And we'll be here for a little bit, but first and foremost, Trevor Hauer from the Hauer Hour. He is now officially 21.
Yay!
Hello. Happy birthday, bro.
Yes. And he
Thank
got
you.
his birthday beer to celebrate.
Yep, and can't wait to talk Colts football because they beat their big brother in the Pats, and talk about whatever else comes up.
Your big brother.
Literally, though, they are literally the big brother,
Literally.
biological brothers.
Yes.
That's funny.
Yes. And then, of course, Bob, how's things going?
I'm good. I'm rocking the Christmas special tonight. I got the Santa hat going. I got the little Christmas tree. I got some eggnog right here. I got a slice of pizza, and I got something to show you guys. And in this bag, I got this at the Christmas party last week at my job. A piece of coal.
No, man.
How'd
Yeah,
you get a piece of coal?
It's just a joke. But what I wanted to show you was this. Is I got myself, you're going to be familiar with this, Dr. Squash shampoo.
Oh, they got shampoos now.
Yep. So I'll show you what I have. I have Irish cream and whiskey. I actually have a Santa pine tar, which I've used earlier before we got on the air. I went and took a shower. I used it. It was really, really good. And then I have this one, Freedom Fresh, America. And then we have Chalky Milk. And then we have Area 51 Brick.
Rick,
Then-
with two C's.
Yep. We have Moon Rock. And then we have Bow Chicka Wow Wow. Oh, Bow Chicka Wow Wow.
Oh,
Yeah, wow, I'm an idiot. And then I got this motherfucker. Check this out.
Star
Dr.
Wars?
Oh,
Star
shit.
Wars.
Yeah, you're gonna see in a second. Watch this. Da, 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 da.
Oh my gosh.
Look at all this.
Hold on, wait, I'm reading it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wisdom Wash, Ruthless Rinse. Yeah, that one's for the
Yeah,
ages
Dark
right
Side
there.
Scrub.
The dark side, man. I'm not a Star Wars fanatic, but I saw this. I'm like, I gotta try that. Yeah, Ruthless Rinse, Dark Side Scrub, Wisdom Wash, and Only Hope Soap. So yeah, that was the special edition Star Wars Dr. Squash edition. And I know that they also came out with a limited edition Halo soap just recently to celebrate Halo Infinite.
Nice. Oh, by the way, Andy, get your ass home and get on the air. So,
Andy, get on here. It's Christmas, you fucking asshole.
right. Same thing, Luffy. Get on. I don't care how high you are. Hey,
No,
Mr. Bubba Matt.
Luffy's definitely passed out on the couch right now.
How's it going?
Not much, man. And if for those of you who can't tell, I'm on the road, but I'm nearly at my place, so you'll see my beautiful face when as soon as I get home.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would just love to see your face so I could take my hand and backhand smack you. But that's okay. I don't hit little girls.
What the hell's
Ooh.
wrong with you today, dude?
Was that even supposed to be funny?
Yes.
Oh gosh. Dude, come up with something original.
I will give Sean credit. He's doing the show on the road as he's driving. That gives us points
Exactly.
right there.
Exactly. And depending on how much cellular or Wi-Fi data I got, I don't know if it's going to fluctuate. So I might go on and off while I'm getting home.
All right. Well,
Yeah, so save the questions you have for Sean until he gets home.
Sure.
Yeah, for sure. But anyways, of course, you guys know the drill. If you want to jump on the air, 929-205-6099 gets you on the air with all four of us here tonight. And of course, we're going to go for about the next hour, so let's make everything count. Bobby wanted to start out with some breaking news, and of course, we have the Pro Bowl selections.
That's right. So, quite frankly, the Bills were just announced that there were a few handful of people going to the Pro Bowl. And one of these people is Stephon Diggs and Deion Dawkins, but no Josh Allen for some reason. It's ridiculous.
I don't get that.
I don't either.
It's gotta be the turnovers. Has to be.
Oh, wait, no, sorry. Yeah, so Dawkins and freaking Diggs are in the Pro Bowl, but the alternates are in play. So it's Josh Allen, Mitch Morse, Reed Ferguson, Dawson Knox, Tyler Matkovich, Micah Hyde, and Tremaine Edmonds, and Tyler Bass, and Jordan Poyer.
Okay.
Wonder why.
And when you switch over to the Indianapolis side of things, they have 7 Pro Bowlers, and the most since 2009, the year they made the Super Bowl. They have Jonathan Taylor, Quentin Nelson, Ryan Kelly, DeForest Buckner, Darius Leonard, Kenny Moore, and Luke Rose.
That's not too bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I got to say, though, the Pro Bowl is interesting this year because it's in Las Vegas, which they just recently announced that the Pro Bowl will be in Las Vegas, and the Super Bowl will be in Las Vegas in 2024.
I mean, no surprise on that. I mean,
None whatsoever.
yeah,
Nope.
Vegas and LA with the new stadiums, of course, they got to get their names known somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's the way it's got to go. It's all about that. Listen, if you build a dome, the media will come. I guarantee you that. Or either a dome or if you play in warm weather. It's the only way you're getting a Super Bowl. So Buffalo, if you intend to go for an indoor dome or an Orchard Park, you got to build a dome, period.
Right.
If you want
Yeah,
my revenue,
Did you know what happened to Indy when they had the Super Bowl there in 2012 between the Giants and the Patriots?
I remember that game.
They made so much money. They funded that city so much.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it makes perfect sense.
And they ended up expanding the stadium. It was 60,000 fans, and they expanded to 66,000.
Right.
That's not too bad.
Yeah. And I almost have to wonder, it's like, Pagulas, why do you not want a year-round stadium? It's like, it would make perfect sense. Build a dome or a retractable roof. You can use it all year round. You can get a ton of different things in there. And you could probably make back tenfold. But why do you insist on an open air stadium?
And you can make so much money and fund the city to have the Super Bowl there one year.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah, but there is some news that came out about that actually yesterday. So New York's governor, Kathy Hochul, basically said straight up she's going to support whatever the Pagulas want to do. So basically that means probably an open air stadium in Orchard Park. But now Orchard Park, for the first time in over 40 years, is like, oh, maybe we should actually do something like the New England Patriots, where we actually build restaurants, a hotel, and some shopping right next to the stadium. So this way we actually have some use for it.
Well, and on top of all that, it's also been said that between City or Buffalo or Orchard Park, where the stadium is going to be, and the direction seems like it's going to be heading to Orchard Park.
Right. And even Buffalo's own mayor said that he wants it in Orchard Park. I'm like, first off, you just got reelected by being written in. So you weren't even on the damn ballot, but yet somehow you still won. The second thing is, why would you not want all this development in the city after you just got reelected? I mean, come on. So his excuse was it would displace a lot of people. Well, the spot they want to put it, there's nobody there anyways. So it's like, it's not going to displace anyone. It'll actually get rid of an eyesore project.
Right. But is there enough room in that city? Is there any room in that area of the city to build a stadium?
I mean, there is, like, if they put it towards like Father Conway Park, and especially if they tear down the Berry projects, I mean, there will be room there. So it's just a matter of, I think it's just the not in my backyard type stuff again.
You got to think, like, if they have to move it to downtown, it's going to take years, maybe a decade to construct a stadium or figure out all the plans to construct a stadium down there. If they want to do Orchard Park, okay, you can do that, but you also have to build stuff around it and include maybe a retractable roof. Like Foxborough was once the middle of nowhere for the Patriots, and then they built stuff around the stadium.
Exactly. That's what they need to do. And And I was even looking at what they built right around it. It's actually called Patriot Place. And I mean, they have a lot of different shopping and attractions and in the New England Patriots Hall of Fame. They actually built a sports museum there. So, I mean, they did a lot of stuff on it, which is good. I mean, they have Bass Pro Shops, which them and Cabela's are the same company. So we already have Cabela's here in Buffalo. So, I mean, that's obviously you're not going to build a second store, but I mean, you got to put something around it.
For sure.
Right. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say starting with hotels, stores, maybe something to commemorate the Bills, maybe like a Bills Hall of Fame thing, a Bills Museum of History or something that'll bring the crowd into it. Because Orchard Park, if you drive through Orchard Park, I have to go down there whenever I'm going to campus or driving from my house back to campus down in Fredonia. You drive through the middle of nowhere. Orchard Park is whole lot of nothingness. So you have to build a lot of stuff around it.
Yeah, and I mean, they really gotta do some stuff to get it going because, I mean, in all reality, I mean, if they're not gonna do anything to build it up, then in that sense, it's almost like, what's the point?
Right.
Yeah.
Now,
Actually, I'll throw up on the screen for everybody to see. There's basically Gillette Stadium. And then take a look at everything they built right around it. You have your hotels, bars, restaurants, all up on this corner of the stadium. You have basically you have the Patriots Hall of Fame. You have the practice facility right next door.
Esports lounge.
Yeah. And then on top of it, I mean, you have all your shopping over here. So they've got like a full strip plaza. They've got bars and restaurants. They have practice facilities. They have the Hall of Fame, an esports place. I mean, they've still got all the parking lots. Hey, you can even rent a car when you're at Gillette. And then apparently there's a car dealership on the property too.
I just find that all that interesting aspect, considering like that's what happens when you have Tom Brady 20 plus years. I mean, if they didn't have what they got, then they wouldn't be, setting up what they got today. Let's be honest.
Right. And something like that, that's what should have been in Orchard Park already. It's just the town decided never to do anything.
Yeah, and it's not like the fans would never show up. They would always consistently fill that stadium. Why not build anything around it? It's like you don't need a Tom Brady-like figure to build a whole bunch of stuff around your stadium because the Bills fans, no matter how good or bad they were, they'd always sell out that stadium.
Yeah. I mean, look at what we did 17 years, no playoffs, when we absolutely sucked for all that time and went through head coaches every 2 years. I mean, we still all showed up. And a lot of people agree that we are probably the best fan base, if not top 3 fan bases in the entire league.
Without a doubt.
It's got to be the Bills, Raiders, and probably
I would say Green Bay, probably.
Packers or the Patriots.
I was just thinking Green Bay.
Or the Seahawks, maybe.
Nah, I would say if there's a fan base out there that I think deserves some sort of credibility, I think Vikings fans could be up on that list.
Philadelphia?
No, fuck Philly. Fuck them.
Nah.
I can't stand that fan base.
No matter what, they're passionate. The only thing that they care about is winning.
Yep.
I mean, it's true. That is true. But good luck in that stadium if you ever wear anything other than an Eagles jersey.
They are the only stadium that has a jail in it. Did you know that?
Yep.
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah, they have so many problems with people getting drunk, beat up, fights, all that stuff. That they actually have a jail in the stadium.
Lincoln Financial Field has a literal jail in the bottom concourse of the stadium.
Because Eagles fans are a bunch of animals. That's why. I'm just stating a fact. Eagles fans.
You remember that whole Dream Team thing from 2011 with Vince Young and Nnamdi Asomugha and
Michael
Deshaun
Vick.
Jackson?
And Michael Vick.
You had fans storming the field because they were so angry that their diabolical plan of making a master team didn't work. So they had to be thrown in the Lincoln Financial Field prison.
Oh my God, Philadelphia, man. I can't stand Eagles fans in general. You know how many times they've been made fun of for all these years about their fan base, about how drunk they got?
Yeah, well, the one thing that's great is that the Barstool boys still have a grudge against Carson Wentz and Nick Foles because they're all a bunch of Boston Patriot fans. So it's always great to see them still bitching about Carson Wentz, even though he didn't even play in that Super Bowl. That's the only thing that I love about Philly and what they've done. They beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl, and it makes all the little Barstool clowns super, super sad.
I don't let them get to me at all, honestly, because it's just a shit show. But it is what it is. But speaking of stadiums, because I think that it's important we bring this up, did you guys hear about the Calgary Flames?
Well, I heard their arena plans are on hold now.
The Saddle Dome is getting demolished or something?
No, I'm going to read it to you. I want this to come out, and precise, and I want everyone to have an opinion on it. And it says right here from Gianni Godek, I think that's her name, and she's the mayor of Calgary. So basically, it says that the mayor of Calgary basically has stated that the ownership have intended to back out of the previous agreed deal for a brand new stadium in downtown Calgary. And she says, today I spoke with Murray Edwards, primary shareholder of Calgary Sports and Entertainment, about the future of the Everett Center project. The Event Center project. He informed me of the Flames' intention to pull the plug on the Everett Center deal. Why? Here's what I know. The deal struck in summer of 2019 envisioned a $550 million deal, which cost the split equally between the SEC and the city. In addition, the city provided land, which was 90% of the land was demolition of the dome, which is excessive flood sites and renditions and stuff like that. And the total city contribution would cost around $297.4 million in plus landing. And she also states that I supported the deal in this past July. The SEC asked to make a change to make changes to the above deal, and pretty much the ownership basically pulled the plug because they weren't getting enough, money, I assume. So that's basically what it was. So to kind of just break it all down, it says, and this was all on our Twitter feed, so I'll give you the short term. So basically, Gianni Kondak, the mayor, in a Twitter thread today, revealed that the Flames' intention to pull the plug on the previous agreed deal with the city council for a new arena as part of the Calgary Event Center project over an apparent difference in budget around $9.7 million. And the deal would have seen the Calgary Flames' new arena break ground in early 2022 and was supposed to be ready in time for the 24-25 NHL season.
Yep.
Wow.
So let's go around the table for a minute. Let's start with Trevor. What do you think of this whole ordeal with the Calgary Flames stadium?
Well, I think the Saddle Dome is legendary, and what they should do is they should do whatever it takes to make sure that it stays there. Because you can revamp it any way that you can, or make all the necessary changes and fixes it needs to make it stand, because that is a place of a lot of history and not just hockey, but like other special events too, concerts, wrestling events and stuff there too. I think if I were the mayor of Calgary, I'd do whatever it takes to let it stay there.
I agree, but the problem is that the Flames had a flood a few years ago, and it pretty much destroyed like 1/3 of their stadium, including Harvey the dog. So I think at this point, when you're dealing with an obsolete stadium, you have to make a choice. Because if you don't have a stadium, then chances are you're going to have to relocate.
You got to fix it up. Fix it up.
Yeah, I remember when that place flooded. I think it was like the water went up to like the first 10 rows of the lower seating bowl or something crazy. So I know that they had issues with that, and all the problems that actually damaged their scoreboard, so they had to rebuild that. And then there was just a lot of other problems. I mean, it messed up their ice system and everything too.
Yeah, I mean, the Saddle Dome, like Trevor said, is legendary, but at some point you have to move on, because I would love for the Islanders to stay at the Coliseum, but they would have moved to Kansas City or another state. And I think that a lot of Islander fans just wouldn't want to handle that. So I think that was probably in their best interest to get the land at Belmont and then get UBS Arena going. And then boom, there they are. They got a brand new stadium. It's theirs. They can do whatever they want going forward.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which actually, the thing I'll tell you is that, one of these days, I mean, once everything gets settled down, like especially with the Islanders and everything, maybe next season I come down and get a game at UBS or something.
Possibly. What do you think, Sean, of the Calgary Flames stadium series issue?
what's there to say? Honestly, this whole thing sounds like just a messy situation, and it also sounds like some, I don't know, just like some petty things getting in the way of trying to maintain certain things. Like Trevor said, you got to do what it takes to maintain that stadium. Whatever you got to do, whatever renovations you got to make, whatever you have to do, just take care of it.
I mean, it's the Saddle Dome. They got to do something about it.
Exactly.
Because they can't stay there for long term. That's the problem.
Well, I mean, I don't know what else to tell you.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, it's going to cost way too much to build a whole new arena and demolish the Saddle Dome. So why don't you just repair what you need to repair in the Saddle Dome and worry about a new arena 10, 20 years down the road? It doesn't have to be a permanent solution, but just a very temporary solution that can last you a decade or two.
You know how old that stadium is?
No,
Yeah,
hey, we're talking about old arenas. Well, the Sabres truly have not made an upgrade to the KeyBank Center since 1996, and that's still standing up. So, I mean,
right.
they're over here fixing chairs and aisles with a 2x4 and making those adjustments.
Remember that?
I mean, they're somehow still making money off of the KeyBank Center, and I think you can manage with the Saddle Dome. It's not a permanent thing, but obviously you can get definitely another decade out of it if you make the necessary repairs to it.
Yeah, just so you can get an idea of how old this stadium is. This arena was built in 1981. So this is a 40-year-old stadium with flood issues. And it opened in October the 15th of 1983. And the last renovation at the Saddle Dome, and I'm taking this information off of Wikipedia, the last time that the Saddle Dome was renovated was 1994.
Yeah, that is a complete joke. That is ridiculous. That's on the people of Calgary. And the reason why it's so special is because the relocation from Atlanta, the Flames were brought there, but that was also the arena that was home to Calgary Stampede Wrestling in the early and late 90s, like with guys like Benoit and Bret Hart that made their way through that wrestling system. So the Saddle Dome is so legendary. They've had great concerts there. Obviously, the Calgary Roughnecks play there. Their National Lacrosse League team. Bandits the Roughnecks have won championships there. It's just a very historic arena. You hate to see those things go down. So if you can repair it for the next 10, 20 years, you probably can.
Right.
Kind of like with the it's kind of like what Nassau County did with the Islanders, is that they renovated it for the next 5 seasons, and they were able to keep it for a long time being, but they started to take out seats which wouldn't be NHL capacity, and basically they started removing seats. It's now to the point, Trevor, where the Coliseum is still there. They didn't take it down, unfortunately. Fortunately, they didn't knock it down, which I'm grateful for. But it's being used now for lacrosse, and it's being used for Disney on Ice. It's being used for other things. It's not being used for the Islanders as it was intended, because now the Islanders have a brand new stadium.
Yep, they have the indoor lacrosse team, New York Riptide, playing there now.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll ever go there. And they have the Long Island Nets.
And the Nets, yep. But I know that the Riptide hosts the Buffalo Bandits later this season, so that should be pretty cool if you ever want to head down there and watch the lacrosse game.
Yeah, it'd be pretty interesting to see that. And actually, here's some news that came out from Sportsnet about the whole deal falling through for Calgary. So basically what happened is that Calgary Mayor Jody Gondek announced that the chair Murray Edwards had informed the organization had intended to pull out. And what was going to happen is that the company and the city would have split the cost of a $600 million multi-use arena. And it would have been an 18,000 seat arena. And basically what happened is that the Calgary Stampede Events Corporation was going to assume more than 50% of the overall cost, which had gone up to $634 million. So here's the interesting thing that came out of it. In a statement, and this is directly from Sportsnet, in a statement and subsequent press conference, the mayor cited a disagreement of how much each side would cover costs related to, quote, climate mitigation and, quote, road and sidewalk right-of-way issues is why they withdrew from the deal. So basically highway improvements, which is usually a city issue, and climate change.
Don't even get me started.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm not even going to go there with climate change right now.
Yeah.
It's all political bullshit.
No.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Let's go, Brandon. Okay.
There we go.
Exactly.
There we go.
Yeah.
So that's what ultimately ended up happening. So what's going to happen? Of course, they're going to stay in the Saddledome for right now. Lord knows what's going to happen with the actual deal. But then there's also some additional. There's an additional story that came out on Sportsnet also, and basically what they ended up doing is that initially, I mean, it ballooned from 550 million up to 634 million. And they said that the extra 30% increase on the top of the original commitment, plus the Calgary Flames would have been stuck with handling any increased costs in the future, and the city would have only been stuck with their part. So basically, the team would have been shafted on that.
That is a joke. I would just you have to make the necessary changes, whether that means taking out seats, putting in new seats, making any necessary repairs to the arena. Because if that were the case where they need a new arena and they need one now, they have to knock that one down, cost thousands and thousands of dollars to make a new one, and a lot of that is coming out of the Calgary Flames pocket.
Yeah, but here's another thing that came out also. So basically, the Flames, and they mentioned this also because the whole building was supposed to be carbon neutral by 2035, aka Climate Pledge Arena in Seattle.
Yeah, fuck out of here.
But basically what happened is that the Flames were not asked to help pay for solar panels, but they were being asked to cover $3.8 million of photovoltaic film, which helps the solar panels be installed. So basically they were being forced to install stuff they didn't even want to install.
Yep,
Well,
sounds about right. Sounds about right.
It's probably going to be a big reason why they probably cut ties with the deal, because they were probably investing in things they didn't want to buy to begin with.
Right. But in the meantime, they are going to stay in the Saddledome at this point. So who knows what will happen. But it's the second oldest building besides MSG in New York City. And MSG just spent almost $2 billion to rebuild it.
Well, yeah.
MSG is not going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah.
Right.
Sean, you want some water, man?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
All right. Just want to make sure you're not choking.
No, I promise I'm not.
Okay.
I've been sick for the last few days, non-COVID related. Just so you know.
Okay.
He's not Frank Reich.
We don't have to contact trace anybody.
Yo, he's not Frank Reich in the fourth quarter. He's not choking.
I love how Trevor just says that with a straight face. It's hysterical.
Dude,
Right?
I watched that Baltimore Monday Night Football game. I watched that Tampa Bay game, and I watched that Tennessee game on Halloween. But I could say anything with a straight face now.
Do you honestly feel they need a coaching change at some point?
If they made the playoffs, no, but it's the stuff that he needs to work on is definitely fixable. So probably not.
I don't know. I mean, Indy is in a pretty tough spot, but we'll see where they go from here on out.
I don't know. Arizona, the Raiders, and then the Jags, this is their destiny to control.
Right.
I think the Colts are going to win the division, to be honest.
Yeah, I like that. I think they'll finish 5th seed. I think they'll get the 5th seed, and then they'll face against the Chargers or the Bengals in the playoffs.
No, I think the Colts are going to dethrone the Titans because Tennessee is completely banked up at this point. They could barely beat anybody anymore.
Tennessee better lose then. They better start losing then.
Right. Yeah. And actually, before we get into the next thing, and actually, Trevor, you actually made me think of something here. If you look up on 929-205-6099, Shut Up Bob is in the chat.
Fuck. What does he want?
He's just saying, yo, Bobby.
Hey, what's up?
What's up, dude?
So you just made me think about, and this was like the funniest story of the week. The Arizona Cardinals lose to the Detroit Lions.
Oh my gosh!
The Detroit Lions are now 2-11-1.
How did they let that happen?
Yeah,
I love to see it. You love to see it, though.
Listen, any given Sunday.
Oh my lord!
Most embarrassing. Oh my gosh!
What was it, 30-10?
Yeah, yeah.
Jeez.
I would rather lose to Jacksonville by 3 than get blown up by the fucking Lions.
I'd rather just join the CFL at that point if you're going to lose that bad to the Lions.
Right.
I'm like Arizona.
Oh,
You had
gosh.
one
Well,
job.
I think
You lost 30-12.
I think that the highlight of the week was the New England Patriots losing to the Indianapolis Colts for the first time since 2009.
Yes.
Thank God for that.
Yep.
Because I mean, if Jonathan Taylor was not on this team, the Colts would be through. Would be at like what 2 to 3 wins? What are we gonna say? 3 wins probably.
No,
And I think that they are the better version of the Tennessee Titans because they know how to utilize their best player. And most of the time, Tennessee does rely on Derrick Henry, but they'll sometimes rely on Ryan Tannehill to win them the game, like they did against Pittsburgh, and they lose.
Mhm.
So I think as far as a better offense goes, Tennessee has a better offense, but Indy's got the better player in Derrick Henry. He's more valuable to the Titans than Ryan Tannehill will ever be.
Right.
yeah, I feel like though at that point when you think about it, the Titans cannot go anywhere without Derrick Henry. And if there's
No.
one thing that was proven is since he broke his foot, they were just losing games consistently. And it's getting to the point now where Derrick Henry could be coming back in like 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
Well, if Indy had a competent quarterback, we'd be looking at a 13-win team.
You're still pissed about that trade, huh?
It's not really the trade. It's more of Wentz's consistency.
Right. Yeah, but actually, I pulled up some stats that you guys can take a look at for the Arizona loss to the Lions, and I'm looking at it. I'm like, okay, Arizona outgained you in total yards. Arizona outthrew you in passing yards, and then they actually pulled Kyler Murray because it sucks so bad, apparently. The Detroit Lions beat them on the rushing yards, and the yards per play were identical at 5.5 yards. So then, kind of taking a look at everything, first downs were virtually the same. Third down efficiency, very similar. Fourth down efficiency, I mean, Detroit was 100%, whereas Arizona went for it and they only got 33% out of it. But then, look at this. Arizona, 11 more plays. They both were identical in sacks, both identical in punts. I mean, this is the big one right here where Arizona had 40 more yards in penalties. Detroit lost a fumble. There was one interception thrown by Arizona, and yet Detroit had a slightly higher time of possession. So I almost have to think, Arizona, what did you do to screw up when you led the stats category?
Well, I know what it was. It was Arizona trying to win the game kicking field goals while Detroit was scoring touchdowns.
Yeah,
Man.
I mean, they still played overall. If you look at it just on paper, Arizona played better than Detroit. But yet they got totally annihilated.
Well, what do we say every week? Not every game is a guarantee.
Well, that's very true. That's very true. But I will say, Detroit Lions, I mean, you got yourself a good win on that one.
Yeah, and it's good
Yeah,
for
they
Jared
did.
Goff, and it's great for St. Brown, great for DeAndre Swift, because I feel like in 2021, when the Lions win, America also wins because everyone just feels so bad for the Lions.
Mhm. Yeah, very true.
Yep.
And then in the chat, Trainer says, Merry Christmas to everybody. Same to you. And then your wife to beat Bobby actually is in the chat too. She said Arizona had a facepalm game.
Arizona,
Oh, yeah.
Arizona, I'm going to say this right now. Arizona will not win shit as long as DeAndre Hopkins is out. They will not win shit with him at this point.
Cheddar Bob, if you want Carson Wentz back, take him, please.
Oh, God. Yeah, I forgot. China's an Eagles fan. Shit.
Take him back.
Yeah,
Take him back.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's where we're at right now. But
Jonathan Taylor can probably play quarterback.
yeah, pretty good. And he can
Nah.
and he can rip off a 60+ yard run with no problem too.
Why not? Why
Yeah.
not?
Just look what he did to us.
Yeah.
Look at what he did to half the entire league already this year.
Oh yeah, he destroyed them. He's like eating up the front defense.
Look at what he did to the Jets. And look what he did to the Patriots. And look what he did to the Dolphins. I don't know if it's an AFC East thing, but Taylor's pretty good against AFC teams.
Yeah, very clearly.
Yeah, exactly. But hey, it is what it is. but I want to jump in one thing with hockey. So anyone who wants NHL news, unfortunately, you're not going to get it because there are no games being played right now. The
Batman's a
NHL
fucking
is
clown.
taking time off because of COVID.
Well, you're actually
Yep.
leaving out a big piece of information here, and that is with those postponed games, they're going to make up for them during the Olympic break because the NHL decided to grow some balls, and they have decided to opt out of the Olympics coming up in February in Beijing.
I knew that this was going to happen before the season even started. I knew that they were going to
Honestly-
say, "Oh yeah," at the last moment. "Oh wait, yeah, you guys aren't going to Beijing. You guys are staying here because of COVID." I knew that wasn't going to happen.
No, and not only that, there's another reason behind all this. It's not because of COVID. And I would have strongly lost more respect than I already have to the NHL and the NHLPA. It's not because of COVID. It's because of if you look at what's going on behind the scenes in Uruguay, they're committing genocide where they're killing hundreds of thousands of people a day, like the freaking Holocaust. And I know that's extreme to say, but that's the truth. And looking behind that, it makes me think, why would the NHL want to go to a country that's torturing its own people?
Yeah, genocide in 2021. It's like, how is that even possible?
Well, Trevor, think about it. It's China, a communist country.
It's still
Exactly.
ridiculous, though. I mean,
Why would
in a world that is so PC now, I mean, I don't get it.
Yeah.
Well, ask LeBron how he got his shoes.
I don't want to talk about LeBitch right now.
No. Let's
No,
do
let's
not bring up
not
his
even
name
go
on
there.
here.
That's
Screw
what
Yeah.
him.
That's what I'm saying.
LeBron James can burn in hell. He's a fucking idiot.
With his woke ass.
Yeah, get out of here. Get out of here.
Yeah,
I'm just pointing out something. That's all I'm doing.
yeah, no, I got you. Watch, if we were
Yeah.
to jump into that, though, that would turn into like a 20-minute long political conversation.
Hey,
Oh, gosh.
LeBitch. Hey, LeBitch James. Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon, buddy boy.
Right? Let's go, Brandon, little woke James.
Lil woke.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
And then
But the point
actually, Brittany jumps in too. She said the COVID protocol is an absolute joke.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah. The NFL, Roger Goodell finally did something right, and he said asymptomatic players don't have to get tested. Why is the NHL shutting down?
But yeah, why is the NBA not shutting down?
The NBA shouldn't shut down. They shouldn't have to mandatorily test players that aren't showing any symptoms. The NFL is doing something right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
I think they should all take a leave from the NFL.
Why is the MLB in a fucking lockout? It's because every commissioner is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Every
And-
commissioner is stupid.
Yeah.
And here you
Oh,
are.
and
And
I was
you're-
gonna say to the baseball commissioner, how do you like the fact that the Braves still won the World Series after?
And
he
how do
got
you
rid of
like
their-
the fact
Yeah,
that you
after
had
he got
5
suck on
years?
it.
Manfred had 5 years to come up with a CBA plan and waited till the final hour of the final deadline date, and they couldn't get anything done.
Manfred's an idiot.
Go F yourself, Manfred.
Yeah,
real.
Manfred, you
Go F
fucking
yourself.
tool.
Speaking of baseball, did you hear that the Mets on Monday hired Buck Showalter as the new manager?
I did.
Yeah,
I did.
interesting.
Honestly, I'm ecstatic. I mean, he
You should
wasn't
have gone
my
after
first-
Joey Espada.
Whatever, man. I mean, Buck is a good coach. I'll say that.
Yep. I don't know. I don't want to talk about manager stuff in baseball because Houston brought back Dusty for another year, which is okay. I thought Joey Espada would take over or go to the Mets, but apparently that's not the case. But it's just really, it's just lonesome in baseball right now because nothing's really going on. You can't really like sign anybody during the lockout. You can't have film session during the lockout. Baseball is kind of just like a deserted island with a tumbleweed just jumping across the screen right now.
It's probably for the best.
I'm kind of de-stressing about baseball right now, so it's kind of good. But I don't want to see like another 60-game season. That would just drive me insane.
I think it would drive a lot of people insane.
I think what baseball is going to do is they're going to figure out something in late January and probably play 120 instead of 162. I think they'll probably play 120.
I guess we'll find out when we get closer to the date. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yep. Well, Manfred, like I said before, had 5 years to renew his CBA agreement. So that goes all the way back to 2016, and he couldn't get anything going. So I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know, but there's just been a lot of shit that's been going on. I just like even with the whole Beijing thing with the NHL, I'm glad that they pulled out. Honestly, it's not even about COVID. It's the fact
It's
that
not even worth it. It's not
No.
even worth it to go there.
No, it's
Hey,
not.
If they were having it in Europe or if they were having it in Russia, like they had it in where they have it in 2014, was that Moscow? Where did they go in 2014? Yeah, if they had it in Sochi, yeah, maybe they can go there. But China for the Winter Olympics is where'd they have it before China? They had it in Pyongyang, South Korea, right?
Something like
Yeah,
that.
Pyeongchang, South Korea.
Yeah, I don't know why they're having it there. Like, why don't you just have it in a European country though?
Who knows?
Exactly.
But fuck China though. Seriously.
I mean,
Yeah.
Vancouver 2010 was perfect for
Oh,
hockey,
yeah.
for hockey
And plus-
players.
And plus,
Yeah.
it was a North American market too. So a lot of people all across the globe came to Vancouver and competed in the Olympic Games.
Yep.
Right. Right. And then,
Vancouver's a
then
nice city.
2002 was Salt Lake City.
Yeah,
That was also perfect.
yeah.
And I'm pretty
Oh,
sure
yeah.
1980 was Lake Placid. I could
Lake
be
Placid.
Yeah,
Yep, that was
Lake
the year
Placid,
where
New York. Yep.
USA beat
the Soviet Union.
beat the Soviet Union. Yep.
You ever see that movie, Sean the Miracle?
Yes,
Yeah.
I have. Loved
Oh
it.
yeah.
That's a great movie.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
definitely recommended watching.
Oh
Mike
hell yeah!
Ruzioni. Yeah, I found there was some guy that was working out at my gym a couple days ago wearing a Mike Ruzioni t-shirt. I was like, dude, mad respect.
Yeah, I have a trivia question for Trevor because he knows a lot. Oh, actually, no, this one's for Tom too. Is that because Sean won't get this, but I'm gonna ask it. Who is the only player in NHL history to both have a gold medal and a Stanley Cup within the same year?
So, a gold medal.
And a
Dude,
Stanley Cup within the same year.
Does this go back to 1980?
Yes,
Who won the cup in 1980? Was that
the Islanders.
Was it one of the Ramseys?
Nope.
No, it's Ken Morrow.
Yep. Ken the Wolfman Morrow.
I know both of the Ramseys on that 1980 roster were former Sabres, Mike and Craig. They were both on the Sabres at one point.
Yeah, Craig and Mike Ramsey were on the Sabres. Yes.
Yep.
I find it interesting that Mike Ramsey gets more recognition than Craig Ramsey. I don't know why.
I think the Ramseys were great in their prime.
Yeah,
I think they both should have the equal amount of recognition.
Maybe, but yeah. So Ken Morrow, aka the Wolfman, won a gold medal and a Stanley Cup in the 1980s.
Another piece of trivia: do you know who was the only goalie in NHL history to win the Conn Smythe Trophy in the Eastern and Western Conference?
Patrick Waugh.
Patrick Waugh. Yeah, with the Quebec Nordiques and Montreal Canadiens and the
yeah.
Colorado Avalanche.
I was
Yep.
about to say, Trevor, you're scaring me, man.
No, it's Montreal because I forgot that Colorado relocated in '95.
All right. Yeah, so actually, Bobby, I was gonna say your fiance is actually being in the chat quite a bit tonight because besides her saying COVID protocol is a joke, then she says LGB with an exclamation point.
Let's go,
Then-
Brandon.
Then,
Yes, sir.
and then she
Go
also
Brandon.
said hashtag Cole Beasley was right, and she said it's hitting all the
Yep.
leagues right now.
Yeah. See, that's the thing that's bullshit. Is if you're vaccinated in the NFL, you could come back on the team within like 2 days. But if you're unvaccinated, you have to segregate yourself for 2 weeks almost. It's like that's
Unless you're
bullshit.
fucking Aaron Rodgers, who came back 2 days after he
Yeah.
tested positive, and he wasn't.
Yep.
He was never vaccinated. Like there's a huge loophole here that I'm just not getting. I
Yeah,
guess.
and you know what's another bullshit thing too is I figured, and I actually started to figure this out in the game leading up to Tuesday with the Seahawks and the Rams. Is tell me if this sounds fair. OBJ got tested positive a couple of days ago. Within 24 hours after he got tested positive, he gets a negative test and he's able to come back on the team. But Tyler Lockett, same thing. But Tyler Lockett still has to stay on protocol.
Let's just say that some players get special treatment, and OBJ and Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers are in that category. Let's just say that.
It's so bullshit.
Yep.
Yeah, whoever makes them the most money gets a pass.
Right. But also, here's another thing that's interesting too. Whatever happens if you test positive for COVID in one nostril and negative in the other? That happened to Elon Musk.
It's called false false positivity. It happens in pregnancy tests and it happens in COVID tests, believe it or not.
Yeah.
So that happens.
I know. It's like, oh, you're positive. Oh, wait, no, you're negative.
Yeah, it's pretty bullshit, to be honest, at this point. I think a lot of people are starting to pick up on that, not to make it political, but I think a lot of people are picking up on this bullshit. But, I mean, the NFL is like a two-headed monster when it comes to picking and choosing who they want to, test for COVID or whatever. I think they chose Cole Beasley and put in a positive test to prove a point.
Can I ask you guys a question?
Yeah.
This
sure.
is not this. Well, first of all, this isn't fucking COVID. This is a variant of COVID that kills nobody. So this is this South African variant. How many players in the NFL, NBA, NHL, MLB are being hospitalized for this? Name me
Actually,
one person.
As far as that, nobody.
Yeah, for this variant, 0. So why are we making such a big deal out of it?
Right. Although it is interesting though, because I remember seeing some story earlier today or the other day where John Feliciano actually ended up making an emergency room visit for COVID.
And I saw those reports too, and he told the media or the press like a couple hours after that he had cold-like symptoms. So we're freaking out over the common cold now.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was technically symptomatic, but who even knows if that was for COVID or not? Like
Right.
I think we just need to say screw it. Go back to our normal lives, because this 2-week mandate from March of 2020, we're now into late December of 2021, and it's still here.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and just to clarify, Cole Beasley actually made a statement about all this. He said, and I'm quoting, he said, "Just to be clear, COVID is not keeping me out of this game. The rules are, Vax players are playing with COVID every week now because they don't test. One of my Vax teammates is in the hospital missing games, and I'm sure he didn't get the same energy. Thank you for those who support me. Everyone else, if you don't get what's happening, then there is nothing anybody can do for you."
Is he wrong?
No, he's not.
Nope.
Makes a really good point.
Nope.
Yeah.
Not wrong.
Yep. And actually, Brittany added some more to the chat, and she also ended up saying that it's because the bills aren't the popular ones. Do we get harsher punishments? Well, yeah, of course. And then she also said it plays into the narrative that the unvaxxed are the spreaders. There is no test for the quote new variants, which is also true.
There's also they think anything is COVID now.
Right.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking ridiculous. You could have the sniffles. Oh, COVID. Oh, you got a runny
Allergies.
nose. Oh, COVID. Like, it's a cold. Get the fuck over it.
Yeah.
It's fucking
real.
allergies. Like
Right.
seriously.
Louise.
You could have the
I got freaking
it's COVID.
allergies, and I'm good. I've had
Yep.
allergies all my life.
Mhm.
Yep.
Exactly.
This is no different. Come on.
Human. It's very human.
Right. Yeah. And then Brittany
Exactly.
also says Beasley is a breath of fresh air in the NFL. Well, absolutely. He's telling the truth.
Yeah.
Well, not only him, but Aaron Rodgers, too.
Yeah. Same thing. Which actually would be interesting to see how he does with that toe injury, because apparently he was feeling pretty beat up in that game the other night. So
Tom, it's gaslighting. He's going to play.
He'll be fine, because remember when he literally finished the game with a sprained knee or something, and he was so high and finished the game and still won.
Yeah, and he was like this to the camera.
yep.
Do you remember his post-game interview? I think it was against the Bears, maybe, or the Vikings or something like that. And was it like Michelle Tafoya talking to him, and she's like, well, what happened in the second quarter? And he's like, I don't know, like I hurt my knee or something. And he's like so high off of like painkillers and stuff.
They gave him the good stuff in the medical tent.
Yep.
I'm right. But I will say, though, that it is a very interesting conversation that's being brought up here, because I think people should be asking these types of questions, and I think it's a good thing to do so, because then people are going to be like, then why isn't this being brought up to begin with? I mean, should there be something different rather than just monetizing anything these days?
Yeah.
But beware. The very second you start asking questions, doing your research, my gosh, you get labeled as public enemy number 1. Holy
Right.
crap, it is freaking insane.
Oh yeah.
Sad.
This PC woke culture, man, it's so weak.
Right. Well, the Nashville Predators had a funny tweet today, and it says, quote, did they ever find Matt Barzell?
Yeah, that was a thing. When the Islanders had their outbreak a couple weeks ago with COVID, Matt Barzell was one of the people on protocol. And what happened was when the Islanders were on a road game, I think they were playing the Red Wings, and Matt Barzell was unable to play that game. And he had to stay in a hotel for 7 to 8 days in Detroit. And people were wondering, well, where's Matt Barzell? Where is he? Has anybody heard from him? Has anybody seen him? Because he's been in Detroit since there. Did you guys forget him there?
Yeah, he's just chilling in the hotel pool, still in Michigan.
Which is ridiculous.
Well, there's no way that it says in that NHL contract that he's supposed to stay there. Like, there's no way you can confine a professional hockey player into a singular hotel room. That is ridiculous.
You know what, Trevor? I'm convinced that it was Lou Lamoriello's idea.
It seems possible.
Because Lou Lamoriello is an old school GM. He doesn't like facial hair on anybody of his players because he makes them shave off their beards. That's number one. And makes them do radical shit, like possibly doing this.
It's kind of like the New York Yankees in a way. Like,
yeah,
you're very old school. Don't have any facial hair. Be as professional as possible. That's why you never see Brett Gardner or Aaron Judge with any sort of facial hair whatsoever during the regular season. Aaron Judge, for what I know right now, is growing out a goatee because it's a lockout, which he does not look like the same person. I would never recognize him on the street. If he walked past me, I'd be like, who's this dude? But yeah, every team has their own little old school thing going on.
Yeah, Lou Lamoriello, though, is one of those old school GMs. I mean, it's gotten to the point now where Lou Lamoriello made everybody get a vaccine. That's number one. He's also told players that you will not play games unless you shave off your facial hair. That's number two. And number three, he always likes to nitpick on players. Whereas, like when he was with the Devils, because remember the chemistry in the early 2000s with Peter Sikora, Patrick Elias, and Jason Arnott? Do you remember that chemistry?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
The bullshit excuse why he did it was because he felt that they wouldn't be able to play without each other. So he thought if separating them was the best idea, then so be it. So he ends up trading Peter Sikora for Jeff Friesen and Oleg Tverdovsky. I mean, granted, it worked. They got a Stanley Cup, but you don't trade Peter Sikora because you feel that they couldn't play without each other.
And where did Sikora go? To the Devils to the Dallas Stars or the Pittsburgh Penguins?
Neither. He went to the Ducks.
To the Ducks? I thought he went to the Stars.
No. It was a 7-player deal, if I remember correctly. It was Peter Sikora to the Ducks, and the Devils got Oleg Tverdovsky. They got Jeff Friesen, and they got a few other players. I think there were picks involved in that as well. I have to look back, but Jeff Friesen was the big prize in that trade for the Devils.
Mm-hmm.
They still won a cup because of their man in between the pipes, Marty Brodeur.
And because Lou Lamoriello made a really good trade at that time.
They always decided to play the 1-3-1, which was the most boring version of hockey I've ever seen in my entire life.
Oh, yeah, the trap.
It worked.
The 1-3-1 trap, the old-fashioned trap game.
Yep.
Yeah, but
Perfect way to fall asleep watching.
As old school as it is, it may be boring, I agree, but it worked.
Because every single Devils game was 2-1, 3-2, 1-0, 1-0, 2-0. It was, if the Devils scored more than 3 goals a night, it was like, holy crap, this is history.
Yeah, seriously.
Practically.
That's
So
a true story. And actually, we do have some news that's coming out right now, and this is actually per the New York State mandate. The Buffalo Bills and Highmark Stadium, along with the Buffalo Sabres and the KeyBank Center, have updated its vaccination policy. Beginning immediately, all guests age 5 to 11 are now required to present proof of at least one COVID-19 vaccination to even get in to any events, concerts, and games.
Yeah, kindergartners, get vaccinated to go to a Sabres game and watch them lose 6-0. All you kindergartners out there, go get your vaccine to watch the Sabres absolutely shit the bed against terrible teams. That's a good idea.
The Rangers, I know for a fact, do this. Yeah, the Rangers were the first one to do it.
Yeah,
it's a joke.
Yep. And apparently they're now saying it's a state mandate, so it'll be interesting to see what the other teams do around here in the state.
I don't know. I mean, the Islanders are already saying, oh, you got to wear a mask when you go to the games. I'm like, dude, I'm thinking about going to the Islander-Buffalo game next Thursday. And because of the mandates and because of the showing proof of a card, I'm like, fuck that. I'm not doing that shit. I'm not going to comply. So if they want to lose money, go right ahead.
Yeah. Well, I already know I'm not going to see any Sabres games this season. It's not even necessarily worth it.
Yeah,
Are you,
I'm not.
Ryan?
Yeah, I'm not going to any Islander games this year until they change the rules. I am not going to an Islander game.
Right.
That's just me personally. And speaking of the Islanders, they're one of the teams that are interested, according to Nick Kiprios and Jacob Chikrin. So, have you heard that rumor lately?
I have not.
Okay, so listen to this. So it's being reported by Nick Kiprios. He's reporting that the asking price from the Arizona Coyotes for defenseman Jacob Chikrin is 4 pieces, and they want a comparable trade deal to what the Sabres got for Jack Eichel. So yeah, and the 4 pieces that they would include are already in current roster player, a prospect that can develop and play anytime, as well as picks, specifically a first-round pick for Jacob Chikrin.
Good luck.
Yeah, so
I
they
was going to say, good luck with that.
Doesn't
yeah,
make any
it's
sense.
Arizona. Yeah, it's
Makes-
fucking
makes
Arizona.
No sense.
No, I mean Buffalo can easily do it, but I don't know if they want to waste a first-round pick on Jacob Chikrin. Let's be
wouldn't.
honest.
Buffalo has 3 first rounders, and one of them is top 10 protected.
Mm-hmm.
They have a lot to work with, but if they
Yeah.
want to, they could go after an established veteran. But
They very well-
I don't know about him. I wouldn't trade a first rounder for him.
Right.
I mean, he's a good defenseman, but is he worth a first-round pick?
No, and you know what? You know what team could win the draft lottery this year for Shane Wright is Sean's Seattle Kraken.
That's true.
And Shane Wright would do wonders for that team.
Shoot, if the Kraken can make it happen, I would love to see it.
Yeah.
Shane Wright made he made Team Canada's, I think he was the first player selected by Team Canada's World Juniors.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I saw his highlight reel in practice. Dude, he's going to be a fucking beast in the NHL.
Shane Wright?
Shane Wright, yeah.
Yeah, speaking of Seattle Kraken, Trevor actually is right. So if you look at the top 5 or the bottom 5 teams, you have the Coyotes, the Canadiens, the Senators, unfortunately the Islanders, the Kraken, the Sabres, the Devils, the Blackhawks, the Flyers, the Blue Jackets, and the Canucks are all qualifiers for the top 10 so far in the 2022 NHL Draft Lottery for Shane Wright.
Yeah, Sean, if I were you, I'd be all in on the Tank Bowl. Lose as many games as possible and get that first and try to get that first overall pick.
Well, look at it this way. Shane Wright already has 30 points this season.
And
So
how
he's
many
played
games?
22 games, 11 goals, 19 assists, 30 total points, 12 penalty minutes, and he has a +4 rating.
30 points in 22 games played
Yeah.
as a
Yeah.
young kid. Wow.
Yeah. He's something.
Sean's like,
Oh,
I don't know if I want to.
But take a look at
I honestly don't. I honestly don't know, man.
Yeah.
Do we really want to sacrifice our inaugural season where we're trying to freaking
Oh, I know.
make a statement?
Well, Sean, if it makes you feel any better, the Lightning, when they entered the league, were terrible. The Sharks were awful. The Senators in '94 were awful. I mean, the Vegas Golden Knights was a 1 in a billion
Yeah.
chance of
The Senators only won
actually
8
happening.
games their first season.
Yeah, they won like what, 12, 13 games? Is that
Oh,
what you said?
8.
Like
The Senators
8?
only
Yeah,
won 8 games. They went like 8-72.
terrible.
Yeah.
Yep.
But here's another good stat for you, Sean. So in 2018, 2019, Shane Wright, 72 games played, 66 goals. Yeah, 66 goals, 84 assists, 150 total points, and 18 penalty minutes.
Those are
Jeez.
video game numbers.
Yeah. And that was in the
Jeez
under
Louise.
16 AAA. When he went up to, and then when he went to the GTHL under 16, 33 games played, 31 goals, 41 assists, 72 total points, and 10 penalty minutes. So basically, if you're combining like what he did in both leagues, I mean, he ended up scoring 97 goals that year.
Wow.
If you add everything together, and his total point production was over 200.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's also on the Canadian Olympic team. Or not Canadian Olympic team. He's on the
Juniors.
He's on the U18 Canadian World Juniors Championship
Yeah.
team.
Yeah, and most recently in 2020-21 when he played on the U18 team, 5 games played, 9 goals, 5 assists, 14 points, 2 penalty minutes, and he had a plus 12 for his
Have
rating.
you seen his shooting drills in practice for the under 18 Canada team?
He's insane.
Dude, he's going one-on-one with the goalie, and he's just making him look stupid.
I don't know. I mean, he's the undisputed number 1.
I mean, he is the clear-cut and dry first overall pick this year.
Why
No
wouldn't
doubt.
we? Why
And
wouldn't
I think
we?
that the draft lottery this year is going to be highly speculated. It's definitely going to be a good watch.
I wouldn't be shocked if the Sabres, tried to trade up in the top 3 to at least try to get Shane Wright. I think a lot of teams would love to have Shane Wright. But if I'm going to pick a clear-cut winner for who I predict is going to get Shane Wright, based off lottery numbers, it might very well be the Montreal Canadiens.
It could be the Habs, could be the Islanders, could be the Sabres.
See,
Yeah.
the thing is, I don't think the Islanders will get Shane Wright. It's specifically because I don't think the league wants to put that much faith in them, specifically because they were so good the last couple of years, especially making it back-to-back years in the conference finals. I don't think they want to put that label on them and say, "Oh, you're a fluke of a team. Here's Shane Wright for you." But at the same time, if they get him, it would create a ton of revenue, and he would be the best player that the Islanders would draft since John Tavares.
Well, the Islanders are not going to go through a full rebuild, so maybe they need Shane Wright as just a part of a partial retool, and he fills in that role perfectly. Then they end up going to the same exact spot where they were the past 2 or 3 years.
I mean, I'm not denying that they can't do it, but it's just like I just find it very highly unlikely that the Islanders will get Shane Wright. But that's coming from an Islander fan.
Yeah, I'm surprised where Seattle is right now, quite frankly, because of their, look at the 2 goaltenders that they have on their roster. I'd kill to have one of them on the Sabres because they're actually competent in making saves.
Oh yeah, Grubauer's been playing pretty well this season.
Grubauer's a monster. He usually destroys us every time we play against him, or went back in his days in Washington when he used to always dominate us. But I will say this one thing about the Sabres goaltending is that UPL is probably the best thing that we've had in 2 years.
Yeah,
Well,
he's been pretty impressive, even with that loss that he took. I mean, he's still making saves that Andrew Dell could only fantasize about.
Dude, Dell, the only saves he can make are from his coupon book and on NHL 21. Those are the only saves he will ever make.
yeah. Oh, and Sean, I'm just gonna say this politely, man. But as far as the Seattle Kraken, go fuck yourself. Give me back Sean. Give me back Jordan Everly, you fucking bastard.
And you know what? Give me back Riley Sheehan on my team because he showed more heart and more passion than half the roster last year.
I think I'm gonna keep them.
I'd almost say give me back Vince Dunn, but I know that's not happening.
Oh, absolutely not. No way.
Yeah, Everly is. I have a feeling at this point. Do you honestly? I know the NHL All-Star ballot thing isn't out yet, but who do you think, Sean, in your opinion, from having to watch the Kraken in the last 2 months, who do you think deserves to go to the All-Star game?
Tanev.
I was just gonna say that. I was just gonna say Brandon Tanev.
Tanev? What about Everly?
Yep. Yeah, him too. Both Tanev and Eberle.
Tanev was talking his mess too at Jeff Skinner. Did you guys see that mic'd up thing when he came to Buffalo? When the Kraken came to Buffalo?
No, I never saw that.
Tanev walked over to the Sabres bench. He skated over to the bench and was chirping Jeff Skinner and said, he's like, how the fuck do you get a $9 million contract shooting the puck like that? And skated away. He's like, I kind of want to beat you right now.
I want to watch that right now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Tanev was mic'd up that night. It was some good stuff.
Yeah.
I'm see if I can look it up right now. Oh,
Yeah.
this might
Fun times. I was gonna say we're in a little bit of overtime because we already hit our first hour.
Oh,
So
Yeah, I would
I
just
think
look
I
up
found it.
Tanev chirping Jeff Skinner.
I think I found the clip. Let's see if I can. Let's see if I can bring it.
I think that was right after he scored that shorthanded goal.
You guys hear it?
Yep. Yep. How the fuck did you get that deal?
Oh my gosh. Yo. Oh.
Well, that was reminds me. Jeff Skinner's been chirping a little bit this season too, because he was chirping about a play and right before they went on the COVID break, and apparently the ref told him to F off.
Holy balls.
Oh
Wow.
Yeah, I've never seen Skinner more animated than when he was yelling at that referee a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
He's losing like I honestly think he looks like a child's toy.
Dude, he is a child sometimes.
Jeff Skinner.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He can be. I'm not gonna take that away from him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what? I think that he did us some great things in 2018, 2019, playing with Eichel and Pominville. And then Ralph Kruger came in and destroyed every single bit of momentum he had going into that season. And then now he's just trying to find his groove back.
I think he'll get there eventually, in my opinion. I think he'll get back on track.
Yep. And of course, Kruger will never be an NHL coach again.
Ralph Kruger was the worst coach in Buffalo Sabres history.
Yeah, that was brutal. I mean,
I actually disagree with you. I think the worst coach they ever had was Ron Rolston.
Well, that roster was the worst. That was the worst roster the Sabres ever had. But Kruger actually had decent pieces like Eichel and Dahlin and Reinhart and Skinner and Olofsson.
And he didn't make it work.
Rolston didn't have any of that. He had Ennis, Gergensons, and Jonas Enroth. I mean, that's totally different.
And although I will give him credit on one thing, Jonas Enroth is better than Aaron Dell.
Dude, I'm better than Aaron Dell with both my eyes closed.
Anybody is.
Yeah. Well, I guess, it is a Christmas special. So I figured let's have a little time and reflect on 2021 and talk about Christmas and stuff like that. So I guess, let's start with the first question. And that is, what is your favorite Christmas movie or one Christmas movie that you cannot skip within every year?
Elf and Christmas Vacation are definitely the top two.
Okay.
A Christmas Story is good. I don't know. If I can narrow it down to one, I'd probably say Elf.
Would you say Gremlins is a Christmas movie?
Gremlins is a Christmas movie almost as much as Die Hard is, so I would say no.
Yeah. And it's actually funny you mentioned that because I have a copy of Die Hard sitting next to me here.
Die Hard isn't a Christmas movie.
No, it's really not.
Exactly.
I think Gremlins is a Disney. Not Disney. It's a Christmas movie more than Die Hard. And Britt and I watched that movie almost 2 weeks ago because I'm like, oh, Gremlins is a Christmas movie because it takes place on Christmas. So it's like, well, you may as well watch it. She liked it though. I will say that.
Die Hard takes place during Christmas, but you know how many other movies take place during Christmas time that aren't even close to being considered?
Right.
Like, I don't think Die Hard's a Christmas movie, no. But I cannot skip Elf. I have to watch it at least once a year when it's on.
Fair enough. What about you, Sean?
Bad Santa.
Bad Santa.
That's Bad Santa.
Bad Santa.
Nice.
What else?
Four Christmases. That's a great movie.
Yep.
Christmas Vacation with Chevy Chase.
Yeah. Yep. I also have to say Home Alone 1 and 2. Definitely Home Alone 2 is the best sequel ever to the original.
Anything with Macaulay Culkin in it? Yeah, for sure.
But I will say Home Alone 3 and 4 absolutely sucked and are not worth watching.
I didn't even know that there was a fourth one, but I watched about 20 minutes of 3 and got bored and fell asleep.
I hated 3.
I barely remember 3.
I never saw it. It wasn't worth watching.
Wasn't Kevin like Asian in 3?
No, it was some other kid. So instead of Macaulay Culkin, they had Alex D. Linz, who ended up. It was a totally different family, and it was all about like some computer cyber crime type thing that the kid was doing. And it made absolutely zero sense, like the whole movie, and it was like literally like 90 minutes of nothing.
Yeah, I was gonna say for me, as far as a Christmas movie that I cannot refuse to watch every year, I would say The Grinch with Jim Carrey is definitely one.
That's freaky.
Yeah, that is creepy though. With
It's
Jim
a little
Carrey.
bit. It's a little bit out there, but yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah. I would say the Grinch. I'm gonna say Elf without a doubt. What about the Polar Express?
Never a fan.
Are
I
you
had to say
fucking
that.
kidding, Trevor?
I never saw it.
Are you
I watched it.
serious?
Never
Yes, I'm
really
serious.
a fan. Never really.
Jesus Christ, Sean, get a hobby. Get a hobby, man. Shit.
So sue me.
Yeah, really. What about what's your favorite? Let me think. Favorite Christmas song?
Mm.
I got a tie for two. One,
Okay.
Let It Snow by Boys to Men, and Silent Night by The Temptations.
Okay.
How about
Okay.
Little Saint Nick by the Beach Boys? That one's good. And give me no, The Most Wonderful Time of the Year by Andy Williams, I think wrote
Yeah.
that song.
Yeah, I think it was Andy Williams.
Yeah. That one and Little Saint Nick by the Beach Boys are probably my two go-to.
Yeah, what about you, Tom?
I mean, I would definitely go Little Saint Nick. That's one of my favorites there. And and even better, Luffy is actually just chimed in. He said, "You're waiting too long. Obviously, supposed to be at 8. We have lives, right?" Luffy, we've been on the air for an hour and a half.
Dude, it's
Where you
9:30 fucking 1, you idiot.
We went on the air at 8. The link was sent at 7:45.
Dude, he is
Roll
way
up, asshole!
Dude, you're off your fucking ass today, man.
And now you're saying reschedule. There's no rescheduling on this.
Yeah, okay, it's a
This
fucking
is-
Christmas special.
This is live right now.
Get your ass on here.
Right. Yeah, the next Christmas special doesn't take place until December 2022.
22.
And at
22,
that point, we'll be
Adam.
in season 3.
Fucking A. But I was gonna say for me, it's Christmas.
Okay, God.
As far as Christmas songs go, I really love the Christmas Eve Sarahondra, I believe it's called by
Oh, by
Trans-Siberian-
TSO? Yeah, TSO.
Yeah.
Yep, TSO by
Yep.
Trans-Siberian Orchestra. And I was gonna say, as Brittany likes to make a joke of it, the song of her people, and that is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. She loves that song.
What do we think about the most overrated Christmas song of all time, Mariah Carey, All I Want for Christmas Is You?
Oh, God.
The most overplayed,
Absolutely.
I actually like that song, but I don't think it's overrated.
I think
I
it's
think it-
overplayed, though.
In my generation of 21, 22-year-olds, my God, it's the most overrated fucking thing in the world.
I mean, I don't know. I can't really think of any songs that are overrated that's related to Christmas, except oh God. I would say The Most Wonderful Time of the Year by Andy Williams is pretty overrated, but I do
That is a
like-
classic, timeless classic.
What's that other song that he has that's really annoying that makes it sound like something off of like Family Guy?
Oh, it's the holiday season. That
Song is fucking terrible. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's the holiday season, and the crowd sounds like something from Family Guy, and that's
Oh,
the
yeah.
vibe I get out of it. And I'm just like, dude, I don't even like Family Guy anymore.
You know,
So-
I'm gonna say this just to piss off the woke mob. Okay, I love "Baby It's Cold Outside."
Oh, there we go.
I like that song too. So,
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
oh, it's so rapey. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
Um,
shut up, woke mob.
yeah,
I love that song just
apparently-
because I love that song just because all of you morons hate it. All the woke mob hates it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. So I'm thinking, what's your favorite Christmas food to have?
Hmm.
Christmas treat.
Mm.
Well, does like eggnog count?
Yes.
Yeah, hell yeah. Well, either that or the honey glazed ham.
Okay.
You can never go wrong with a good honey glazed ham.
Nope.
Or like honey and
All
brown
right.
sugar mixed together or anything. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. That's good stuff.
No. I would say hot chocolate's a pretty good one too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
good.
was-
Candy
I was
canes
gonna
are
say
candy
that
canes
too.
are great.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, me personally,
Yeah.
like this time of year, I like to buy winter lager for a nice little beer, and it just has like that kind of has like those nice little winter flavors and a little more like filling for this time of year. So Actually, one I'll throw out there, Sam Adams Winter Lager. Actually, I want to pick myself up a 6-pack of that soon. So
Right.
definitely love drinking that this time of year.
Yeah, definitely. I would say hot chocolate is my favorite. What about you, Sean? What do you like?
Yo, candy canes are good too, you know?
Candy
Like I
canes are
said,
great.
Yep.
I was gonna say hot chocolate too, but mine with marshmallows.
Fair enough.
Hot chocolate with a nice candy cane on the side of the mug, and then the other, like the long part of the cane actually goes into the drink.
Yeah,
It kind of like melts away. Yeah, that's the best.
yeah.
Yeah.
What about Christmas cookies or gingerbread houses?
Oh, Christmas cookies all day.
Yeah. Same here.
I would say cookies.
Yeah, I will go with gingerbread.
The
Gingerbread
I'm
house.
I'm talking like the cutout ones and the snowball cookies too.
Yeah. Right. What is the best present that you ever got?
It's
Okay,
tough.
Can it be
I
like
think-
a couple
alright,
days
I know mine.
before or after Christmas?
Yeah, let's go in order. Sean, you go first.
okay. Like I think this was back in, oh man, I want to say 2004, 2005-ish, when I was still in high school in Florida, visiting visiting relatives. My cousin, excuse me, gifted me a rare red colored Nintendo DS. Got me, and it was a bundle, so it came with a Mario Kart DS.
That's not too shabby.
Nice.
What about you, Trevor?
I think I have to narrow it down between two. So there was one year, I think it was 2010, and our family was big into WWE and wrestling because it was watchable back then, believe it or not. And we got tickets to SmackDown in Rochester, and we got tickets to Raw in February, in Buffalo. So that was definitely a great one. But 2006, I got one of my first hockey jerseys, and it was a blue Buff a Slug Derek Roy jersey, and I still have it. It's hanging up on my wall right now.
Wow. What about you, Tom?
Autographed Derek Roy jersey.
All right. So 2 things I can think of. Well, actually, there's a third one that I'm getting actually next week. So let's see. First one, my woman 5 years ago, December 28th. So that's coming up. I'm hitting 5 years. So that's perfect. That's present number 1. Present number 2, getting a riding lawnmower next week. So that'll be nice for the house. And then present number 3, I gotta say, was my Jeep Grand Cherokee 10 years ago.
Nice.
Yeah, for
That was
me,
like the first week of January. So it's all around Christmas, but give or take a week.
yeah, I actually have 2 in my life. One was when I was young. I want to say I was 11 in 2004. I either 11 or 12. I remember getting my very first Sabres jersey, and my parents got me the black goat head jersey, and it had my last name on it, and it said B. Hansen on it with the number 5 because that was my favorite number at the time, and the captaincy. And unfortunately, I don't have it anymore. I lost it somewhere, but it was my very first jersey. And my parents got me rollerblades at that time with like stick and gloves and all that. So that was pretty cool. But
Nice.
the one I remember the most was in 2008. I got an Xbox 360 that came with Lego Indiana Jones, and it also came with, I'm trying to remember the other game, Kung Fu Panda. That's what it was. It came with both games, and my brother and I were playing it for hours because he was begging me to get an Xbox 360 so we could play together. And at that time I got it, and I was really pleased with it. And then I traded it in a few years later, and I got myself a PlayStation 4.
Nice.
I mean, a PlayStation 3. Sorry. So that was probably one of my favorite gifts. And here's my last question: what do you guys do, or I should be asking you guys this: what are your plans for Christmas Eve or day?
Well, Christmas Eve, our family's going to our family friend's house just for a little get together, and Christmas Day, I'm going to my aunt's house, and I'm going to my other aunt and uncle's house, and we're just gonna have a get together. I'll probably get back home in time to watch the Colts Cardinals at my house just to wrap up the rest of the day.
Are you rocking the Indy jersey?
Rocking the sweatshirt right now.
There you
Fuck
go.
yeah, man.
Oh yeah.
Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, for me, it's going to be spending time with family. I mean, that's what I'm going to be doing Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. And, it'll be nice. I'm going to be, Christmas Day, I'm going to be spending time with my niece and nephew and have their presents and everything all set. So it'll be cool. And then my nephew's going to be having his 8th birthday coming up in early January. So that'll be neat. And, that's pretty cool. He's a fun little guy to hang out with. And my niece is really cool too. So, yeah, definitely glad about that. And then I'm just gonna spend some time with some friends coming up next week that are in from out of town. So it'll be nice to see them after a couple of years where we couldn't. So, a lot of it's just family and friends. That's really what I tend to do this time of year.
Yeah. What about you, Sean?
I'm just spending Christmas with my parents, and enjoying the fact that I don't have to work on a Saturday night, which is Christmas night. So
As I say, you've been going through hell at
thankful
Amazon.
for that.
You've been going through package hell at Amazon, right?
Yeah. So
Oh, shit.
I'm definitely grateful not to work that night. My gosh.
Yep. And I would say for me, my plans this year is my sister is coming over with her husband and her 3 kids, which are my nephew and nieces, and we're all gonna hang out together. And Britt will be with me, of course, like normal. And then we're gonna go over to my parents' house, and we're all gonna get together on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. I'm gonna spend some time with my family, and then play some games at night or whatever, just kind of usual hangout stuff, and watch some football, of course.
Nice. And I guess we could say too. I mean, I know New Year's is right around the corner. Also, what are some things that you guys are looking forward to in 2022?
I'm gonna say for me, 2022, I am looking forward to getting married. That I'm looking forward to.
Yep.
I'm getting married in as soon as January rolls around. I'm gonna be getting married in 7 months.
Yep.
It's gonna come by really quick, and I promise you that.
Yeah, I have your save the date on my fridge.
Fuck yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
2022,
I'm driving that Ram down there too.
What, Trevor?
2022, I'm definitely looking forward to taking another step in completing my college undergrad career.
Nice.
There
I was
you
gonna
go.
say you're gonna be in your second year, right?
Dude,
Sophomore.
I'm a fucking junior right now, man.
Oh, nice. Okay. I thought you were only a sophomore for some reason. So
Yeah, junior right now, and spring semester's coming up.
sweet. One step closer, man. You only got another year.
Sure. That's gonna come by fast.
Yeah, it will. But man, I missed some of the college experience. I loved it.
Yeah. And what about you, Sean? What are you looking forward to?
Traveling a few times. Definitely for your wedding. Hopefully going to, I don't know. Hopefully vacationing somewhere in South Carolina or something. I don't know. And hopefully starting to save up some money so I can move out of Georgia the following year.
There you go.
Yeah. I would say for me, gonna take some time off, enjoy it. I mean, obviously, I'm gonna actually, Sean, I'll be seeing you and Bobby for the wedding, so I'll be coming down, and that'll be nice, hanging out with the guys, and Trevor, I still got to buy you a beer now that you're up here, so I gotta do that. Actually, I am off all next week, so if you're up here, let me know.
Yes, sir.
We'll do that, and then just want to keep taking the next steps, in my career. That's really a big thing. I mean, it's I've talked about it before. I mean, I help people find work for a living. It's one of the things I do. I like to say I'm pretty good at it, and and I do help a lot of people here in the area. So, it's just taking the next steps forward, just keeping my career going, and anything I can do to improve every day. It's one of those things I'm going to do.
I'm right.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's about it as far as the Christmas special goes. Does anybody have anything to say before we wrap up for the Christmas special?
Beat the Patriots. Beat the Patriots, and while the Colts are spanking the Cardinals. How's that sound?
Yes. And hope Miami loses.
And let's hope Tennessee loses while we're at it.
Yes.
Yep. So What about you, Sean?
No. I'm good, man. I'm good. We'll beat
Let's go,
the
Brandon.
Patriots.
Let's go, Brandon.
Yep.
I guess I was gonna say for my final words are Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
Yep. And I will say to everybody, Merry Christmas. I hope all of you have a great holiday with your friends, the family, and loved ones. Don't do anything stupid. We want to see everybody come back here next year. And, from there, yes, Trevor, enjoy your Bud Light, your first legal purchase. So enjoy that. Of course, Bobby's got the Christmas tree. Yep. Sean, your Seattle Kraken will do something this year. So that'll all work out.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, for sure. And and all of you guys who've been watching all year, thank you for watching us because we appreciate it. And I saw Vinny Tracasio actually joined us in the chat today too. So, Vinny, you got to call in one of these days. We got to get you on here again.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, seriously. But everyone, thanks for watching all year. We appreciate it. This was episode number 71. So you guys have kept us going all this time for a year and a half now. So, so that being said, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, or whatever you celebrate. Take care of yourselves and each other. We'll see you next time. Buffalo After Dark is an HNH studio production and distributed by Horns and Hooves Entertainment.